All right, this is what I was afraid of happening. It has completely, oh my goodness. Bondcrafter is fairly new to the resin market, and I've been trying out a lot of their different resin products and other art products. They just came out with the Fast Cure. They sent me a box to try, so I'm going to try it on some wine glasses today. I love using a Fast Cure resin because you can get more done more quickly, and that's like money in your pocket, right? So let's try this on some wine glasses and, see how it works. But let me show you what's in the box first. Okay, so instructions, very important. There is a packet of different mica powders that you could use. They're very bright colors. They look very shimmery too. Very fine powders. Don't have a pink, so that's a plus. It's always good to get mixing cups. These are really good for measuring out accurately. I love them. I hoard them. A little pipette for fine details. These little measuring cups, which are really great when you want to split your resin off into different smaller cups for coloring. And there are some of these resin pigments, these pigment dyes, and I really love these. I've had these before with one of the other Bondcrafter kits, and they're really very, very vibrant. So you have your primary colors, and then you could pretty much mix any color that you want with these. Gloves that are always important. You get stir sticks, and then, of course, the resin. So it is an AB resin 1-to-1 ratio, and it's a 4-hour demold or 4-hour cure with a 8 to 10 hour full cure. Okay, I'm going to do a matching set of the Dollar Tree wine tumbler or Similis wine glasses. And this is my favorite, well-used, well-loved tumbler turner. I have a link to it in the description. The company stopped making the quad turner for a little while. They only had the dual head turner. This is a quad turner, and they've come back in stock. So it's a really, really good price for a 4-head turner. So you can do 4 glasses at once. All right, so I'm not going to use this cup because it's not going to give me the smaller measurements that I need. So I'm just going to use this other cup, and then I'm going to split it off into smaller cups. And I'm going to try, I think I want to try this blue dye and then I think the white mica powder, and just give them both a try. This cup is I'm gonna put the blue. In this cup, I'm gonna put the white mica powder. Don't know how much. You don't want to put too much in it because it's kind of a 10% ratio. Let me dip it out with I'm gonna use a stick. That's probably 1/8 of a teaspoon, if I had to guess. And then the blue pigment. I'm going to start with 4 drops and mix it in and just see. Yeah, see, that's really, really light. So add some more. That's better. Mix it really, really well. I'm going to add a little bit more. Doesn't seem to be very pigmented. So we're going to go with that. That's almost 20 drops. I think 18 drops. But we're going to go with that. It's a nice, almost a turquoise color. Really like it. Okay, let's get this moving the right way. There we go. I got some mica powder on that one. And I'm only going to go almost to the top and not quite to the top, okay? If I were to go all the way to the top, I would need to put a top coat, and I really don't like resining all the way to the top because, I don't know, there's just something about lips touching resin that I'm not a huge fan of. So just going to go about halfway up, not halfway, 3/4 of the way. Okay, low heat and high air, and I'm only going to pop bubbles. Actually don't really mind bubbles, especially for kind of a beachy theme, you know, a cup with blue resin and white waves. It's kind of appropriate to have a little bit of bubbles. And I'm dragging my stick. I'm just going to drag my stick, blend the white with the blue, and just kind of make a nice organic look. And then just get really random with the white here. Okay. Okay. So normally what I would do is blow the white out with a heat gun, but I think there's enough movement in the resin already. If I put heat on it, it's just going to heat it up more and let it run more. And I don't want to do that. I think I'm just going to leave it. I'm getting some really cool looks right here. So I'm going to let this go just like it is. All right, I don't want any resin on the bottom, so I am going to wipe. I don't think there's any that is dripping on the bottom yet. I think I'm good. What I am not going to like is if this resin moves too much and it all pulls down to the end. But these glasses are fairly level. But as it turns, the resin's wanting to pull, and it's just physics. It's wanting to pull to the bottom. So let's just see what happens. This is what I was afraid of happening. It's pulled and like rolled over the bottom. All right, this is what I was afraid of happening. It has completely, oh my goodness. All right, so here I'm gonna just think out of the box here. I'm gonna take a pool noodle and tip up my turner and try to save these glasses. I'm hoping that it'll maybe level out a little bit. Okay. I think if I tip it up, yeah, it's definitely working right here. So I think if I tip it up a little bit more, I don't know if you can see that. This is going to be very, very interesting. And then maybe I can clean, can't even see that. This is what it looks like. So I'm going to try to clean that bottom off. I'm going to use the spatula and just see if I can kind of scrape it. It is definitely not acting like a fast cure on this glass. And honestly, I should have known that. I think this is more for molds. It's more for molds. It's more for like coasters. But it's never wrong to experiment. Yep, there's a squirrel in the yard. It's never ever wrong to experiment. I'm just going to clean the bottoms off with some alcohol and a paper towel. See if we can salvage this. I can get that. I can get that off. Oh goodness. All right, let's see. You know, if I can lower it a little bit. See what will happen. That's a nice rolled edge here, but this one looks hideous. So let's see if we can salvage that. Okay, we're hoping for the best. I think I'm going to try dropping it now. I don't think. All right, I'm just going to leave it now and see if it'll pull again. I think it's going to though. I think I'm going to need to leave it elevated a little bit, but I don't want to elevate it so much. Oh my goodness. Okay. Let's just elevate it a little bit, like halfway. All right, now we wait again. Okay. Let's see what we got. I actually really, really like that. Oh, it's really chunky. Well, it's not chunky at the top. It's like a rolled edge at the top. I really like that though. I think I really made the most of the situation. No, I really like this. Really like these. I think it's a different look. And honestly, even though this is not a fast cure that you would use on wine glasses, because if this is a fast cure that you need a mold, it needs to be a little bit deeper so that the resin generates the heat in order to cure and be a fast cure. So this resin is a little bit runny. Even though this resin is nice and thick, it stays put on the glass, but it doesn't cure fast enough on the glass. It needs to be deeper, like in a mold. So I'm going to try this on coasters. And honestly, I think I might try to recreate this. This is really cool. This is really, really cool. I like it. I like it. So 4 wine glasses. I'm going to stick with KS Resin Liquidy Split, but I think I'm actually going to try to recreate this look. And watch me not be able to recreate it. If I try, I probably can't recreate it, but we're going to give it a try anyway. So let me know what you think, and always make it a crafty day, friends. Bye.